Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilman Pullins is absent. Councilman Monk?
Here.
Councilman Linius?
Here.
Councilman Gomez?
Present, ma'am.
Councilwoman Fauntleroy? Councilwoman Holman is absent. She's with the Clark family, Madam Chair. Councilwoman Garrett Ward?
Present.
Councilman Arway? Councilman James is absent. Madam Chair,
Here.
you have a quorum.
Thank you. Please stand. Councilman Linius, can you lead us in a salute to the flag?
Moment of silence for Ms. Alberta Daniels and the entire Clark family, Johnny White, Senator Cody, Governor Cody, and all those lives lost, and to the young lady that was assassinated in Minneapolis as well, and praying for that whole entire community. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. This meeting, which conforms with the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, Chapter 231, PL 1975, is a regular official city council meeting. Notices have been filed with our official newspaper, with the city clerk, and posted on the regular bulletin board. The public is permitted to participate where stipulated on the agenda.
We have no public hearings for this evening, no presentations, no minutes for approval. We have no petitions and communications. We have 4 mayor's communications. The first is dated January 5th, 2026, appointing Gloria Hope to serve as a member of the Library Board of Trustees for a 5-year term expiring on December 31st, 2030. The second correspondence is also dated January 5th, 2026, appointing Mumtaz Barry Brown to serve as a member of the Library Board of Trustees for a 5-year term expiring on December 31st, 2030. The third correspondence is also dated January 5th, 2026, appointing Jimmy Small to serve as a member of the Library Board of Trustees for a 5-year term expiring December 31, 2030. The fourth correspondence is dated January 1st, 2026. That should be January, that's today. We received this correspondence today, so that should say January 12th, 2026, appointing Hassan Martin to serve in the position of Class 2 member of the Planning Board for a 1-year term expiring December 21st, 2026. Board and Commission minutes received. East Orange Planning Board, December 3rd, 2025. Report of officers, we have none for this evening. Report of committees, Arts, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs, no resolutions. Business Development and Zoning, Resolution I-15, resolution of need and support for rehabilitation of a qualified low-income occupancy owned by Heritage House Preservation, LP, for Block 221, Lot 39, and commonly known as 50 South Munn Avenue in the city of East Orange, and Resolution I-16, resolution acknowledging the termination of the designation status of PL 177 Arlington EO LLC as redeveloper of certain parcels within the Transit Village redevelopment area. Finance Resolution I-17, payroll number 1, Resolution I-18, duplicate tax payments, Resolution I-19, tax appeal refund, Resolution I-4, bills, claims, and appropriations, Resolution I-20, authorized payment of accumulated absence liabilities to former employees, Resolution I-21, resolution awarding professional services contract for Special Redevelopment Council for the City of East Orange, escrow funds not to exceed $250,000, Resolution I-22, resolution awarding professional services contract for Special Labor Council not to exceed $250,000, Resolution I-23, resolution designating defense litigation workers' compensation and Special Conflict Counsel through Claims Resolution Corporation, Inc., the city's third-party insurance administrator not to exceed $500,000. Resolution I-24, resolution designating professional services contracts for insurance coverage defense counsel not to exceed $30,000. And Resolution I-25, resolution designating police practices defense counsel through Claims Resolution Corporation, Inc., the city's third-party insurance administrator not to exceed $250,000. Health and education, the resolutions, housing license and inspection, no resolutions, planning and grants, No resolutions. Public Safety, Resolution I-26, resolution authorizing an award of contract to ESI Equipment, Inc. for first responder equipment. Public Works, no resolutions. Law and Legislation, no resolutions. Madam Chair, that concludes the items on the consent agenda.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Motion? Second?
Second.
Roll call on the consent agenda?
Councilman Monk,
Yes.
Councilman Lineas,
Yes.
Councilman Gomez.
Yes, ma'am.
Councilwoman Fauntleroy.
Yes.
Councilwoman Garrett Ward.
yes,
Councilman Awe. Councilman James, oh, I'm sorry, Councilman James is absent. Madam Chair,
Consent agenda passes.
new business, regular agenda, there's no table legislation for this evening. Report of standing committees, Arts, Recreation, and Cultural Affairs. Councilwoman Garrett Ward.
thank you, Madam Clerk. I have nothing this evening. I just want to make an announcement that there will be a MLK event at Tyson School. This Friday, 5:30 p.m. by the Recreation Department.
Thank you. Business Development and Zoning, in the absence of Councilwoman Holman and Councilman James, Councilwoman Garrett Ward.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Nothing this evening.
Thank you. Finance, Councilman Lineas.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. No resolutions or table legislation at this time.
Thank you. Health and Education, Councilman Monk.
No legislation at this time, Madam Clerk.
Thank you. Housing, Licensing, and Inspection, Councilwoman Fauntleroy.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. I have no legislation at this time.
Thank you. Planning and Grants, Councilman Awe. Thank you. Public Safety, in the absence of Councilman James, Councilman Lineas.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. No table legislation or resolutions at this time.
Thank you. Public Works, Councilman Gomez.
Good evening, Madam Clerk. No legislation this evening.
Thank you. Law and Legislation, in the absence of Councilman Pullins, Councilman Monk.
No legislation at this time, Madam Clerk. Thank you.
Madam Chair, that concludes the items on the council agenda for this evening.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Open hearing of citizens.
Open hearing of citizens pursuant to Article 4, Section 3 of the Rules of City Council. Each person wishing to address the council shall step up to the microphone, give his or her name in an audible tone for the record, and unless further time is granted by the presiding officer, shall limit remarks to 3 minutes. All members of the public are expected to conduct themselves in a proper manner. Any derogatory, abusive, or threatening statements will not be permitted. The chair will immediately rule such conduct out of order and terminate any further comments.
Good evening, everybody. Before I go on the record, I just want to say that I actually support Brother Lamar's idea of the memorial. He has attended more football and baseball games than Ted Green combined, so I think it is a great idea, and he's been a great advocate for the youth since I graduated from Tyson. But on the record, good evening. Thank you. Is that going to take for my 3 minutes? All right. Good evening, council presidents, members of council, and members of the public. My name is Noelle Hardy. I'm here this evening to formally place a public safety proposal into the record and to respectfully request this body's sponsorship and committee review. I want to begin with why I'm here. On March 9th, New Jersey Law posthumously promoted Sergeant Joseph Akanza in Newark. That loss was tragic, it should have never happened, and it raises serious questions about how and why it occurred. When incidents like this happen, our responsibility is not to rush to blame, but to examine the systems, tactics, and policies that may place both residents and officers in unnecessary danger. Jump out policing, sudden unannounced confrontations are inherently high risk. When children are involved, that risk multiplies. Under New Jersey law, children under the age of 15 generally cannot be tried as adults without specific statutory criteria. That reflects a clear legal and moral understanding. Children are different. Yet, current practices still allow minors to be confronted with adult enforcement tactics that escalate fear, confusion, and at times, deadly outcomes. That is precisely why clear standards around articulable threat and youth encounters are necessary. Tonight, I am asking this council to sponsor a jump out safety and youth protection ordinance, which I refer to as the jump off. This ordinance does 3 simple but critical things. First, it prohibits jump out tactics involving minors under the age of 15, except in cases of immediate and articulable threat to life. Second, it mandates that non-police interventions, including the Division of Child Protection and Permanency, schools, and trained street intervention teams are engaged before law enforcement interacts with youth whenever feasible. Third, it requires automatic state notification and independent review when a jump out involves a minor, a weapon, serious injury, or death. This ordinance does not eliminate policing. It aligns city and county police with state juvenile law under NJSA 2A:4A-26, prioritizes prevention over escalation, and protects both children and officers from avoidable tragedy. If children generally cannot be tried as adults under the law, they should not be policed as adults on the street. I want to be clear about why I'm bringing this to this body. I'm an East Orange girl through and through. I'm raising these proposals first in my home to protect our community and to prevent incidents like this from happening again. Thank you for your time, your service, and your consideration. I have the youth protection ordinance prepared and can email it to who's necessary. Thank you.
Thank you. Give it to the clerk's office.
Permission to speak?
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you.
How are you?
Fine, and yourself?
I'm great, thank you.
Good afternoon to all City Council members. My name is Elisa Green, and I'm a resident of 75 Prospect Street, right around the corner. There was a hardship application that was pending from Catalyst, the owner, Paula Fauché. This application is no longer pending. Me and my neighbors are worried that they're going to refile. We are fighting for our lives right now, and we have been in this fight for quite some time. Paula Fauché says that the building isn't making enough money, but yet there are over 20 apartments that are vacant that have been worked on. What we would like assistance with from the city is three simple things. One is for her application, her full application that was rejected. We would like to see that application. Two, we'd like your assistance.
Which application are you referring to?
The hardship.
Okay.
Two, we'd like your assistance to tour these alleged vacant units so you can see the condition that they're in order to make the determination on whether these apartments are habitable. And three, if she does refile, we would like to know, as the tenants of 75 Prospect, we would like to be notified as soon as it's submitted. In a nutshell. Thank you.
Okay.
We hope that we get your cooperation. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I have to ask you a question. The young lady, number 3, I'm sorry, what was number 3?
If they refile, we would like to be notified as soon as they refile.
I think you can Oprah that information.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't answer for 6 months. We never got a response for 6 months. And we're still waiting to see the full application.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Did you guys sign your name to the book?
I didn't, but I will.
Okay. Madam Clerk, if there was something filed now, would y'all have it? Yeah. Ma'am, before you leave, I believe if there was anything filed now, I still encourage you to check with the clerk's office to try and Oprah that information that you believe might be out there. I'm sorry? They did, and it's not there? Was it rescinded? But you don't know? Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
Good evening, Council. My name is Cheryl Gandy. I'm at 49 Prospect Street.
Good
And also
evening.
the president of the East Orange, Greater East Orange Tennis Association and the president of the Courtyard Tennis Association. And I just want to piggyback on what was just said about the hardship application. 75 Prospect Street has been separated from the other 4 buildings, being 49, 444 Prospect, 356 William Street, and 161 North Arlington. Hardship applications were also filed for those buildings. My building did several OPRA requests to get the full application, and it took a month for us to get any response, and we got 3 or 4 different responses. In a nutshell, the last response we got was that the application was deficient and it was returned to Catalyst.
For which property? 75?
49 Prospect Street.
For 49.
So we are also asking to have a copy. I'm sure there's a copy of the application. We would like to have a copy of that as well. And also, we would like to know.
Wait, let me clarify something, because you're throwing a lot of addresses out. I just want to be clear. Have you tried to Oprah any information on 49 Prospect?
Yes, and I have the OPRA responses.
So
We
you
have
did
4
receive-
different OPRA responses.
Okay, so you received what you needed for 49.
No. We were only told that the application, the hardship application that was submitted by Catalyst was returned to Catalyst because it was deficient. We asked for a copy of the hardship application because we want to see the information that they are filing and that they are portraying. We know that Catalyst has not always been responsive.
And what were you told when you requested the copy of the hardship application?
The hardship application was deficient and was returned to Catalyst. And I have a copy of that letter. If you'd like to see it, I can email it to you.
Yes, can you see the gentleman back there that's holding his hand up? Can you make sure you connect with him so he can get a copy of the information?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay,
Thank
go
you.
ahead.
Okay.
Good evening, Council.
Good evening.
My name is Kelanja Alexson, and I'm a resident here of East Orange. My children attend Whitney Houston Academy. Dear
What is
members
your
of
address, ma'am? Where are you?
5 Eastwood Street,
I'm sorry?
5 Eastwood Street.
Eastwood, okay.
Dear members of the City Council, I'm writing to formally bring to your attention a serious and ongoing safety concern regarding the malfunction of the intercom and emergency communication system at Whitney Houston Academy. Teachers are being notified by correspondence through their cell phones and computers. A functional intercom system is a critical component of a school's safety infrastructure. It is essential not only for daily operations, but more importantly for emergency communication during lockdowns, evacuations, medical emergencies, or other crisis situations. At present, the intercom system at this school is not functional, creating a significant and unacceptable risk for students, staff, and visitors. Given the state of this nation and the slew of tragic events, safety should be a priority. Research reveals a total of over 2,000 shootings since Columbine in 1999. Let's look at the tragic events that occurred in Uvalde, Texas. This serves as a reminder of the devastating consequences that can arise when communication systems fail or are inadequate during an emergency. Timely, clear, and centralized communication can mean the difference between life and death. Despite this issue being known, it is not being adequately resolved. As a parent and a concerned community member, I find this deeply alarming. The continued operation of a school without a reliable intercom system raises serious concerns about preparedness, oversight, and accountability. Students and staff safety must be treated as a non-negotiable priority. I just want to go over some laws about, the necessary interventions when it comes to intercom systems in school systems.
Well, let me ask you a question first. Let me just interject for 1 second. Have you brought this to the attention of the Board of Education?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and you've gotten no response?
No, I haven't. The only thing I've been told is that it's being worked on, but it's not being worked on.
Okay, because I can
And-
tell you that we do have active shooter drills that they do actually perform in the schools. But what I want for you, I want you to speak to the Director of Public Safety because they oversee that process. And I want you to give him your concerns because that is a very serious concern. And I want to make sure you get a response, and I want to make sure that you get this situation cleared up as to why there's a disconnect somewhere.
There's a huge disconnect. From my understanding, there has been drills completed and the school has failed. Last year, there was a weapon on site, a gun on site, and parents weren't notified until a day or two after, and teachers were not notified until the end of the day.
Well, I'm not sure what information the police department would readily, actually bring a parent in on. Some things are classified until they actually conduct the investigation. So, but what I want you to do is I want you to speak to, you have the chief of police here or the director, either of you. Can you speak to, I'm sorry, what is your last name? Because I know exactly where your house is, I know where you live at, but I don't know your name.
Alexand.
Alexand?
Correct.
Okay, Alexand. So can you speak to them so that they can give you some direction? And you can always feel free to follow up with me. The gentleman in the back can give you the contact information because I definitely want to stay abreast upon this.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your attention to this matter. As mentioned, the cell phones and the computers are not the ideal sources of communication. If teachers are teaching during the day and are focusing on the amount of students they have in the class, it's going to be very difficult for them to look at their phones and the computers to be notified about emergencies that's taking place in the building. So thank you for your attention to this, and I appreciate everything you guys do for the city of East Orange.
I absolutely understand, and I'm sympathetic to that. So thank you for bringing that to our attention. So, Chief, did you want to speak to her now? Okay. Do you have a few minutes?
Yes.
Okay. The chief will speak to you. You can step outside of the hallway with her.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Erica Coleman. I live at 75 Prospect Street. I am the Tenant Association President, and I'm on another, I want to applaud my fellow tenants for coming up here and saying what they needed to say regarding the hardship application. Well, I'm here today because I've been in front of the Rent Control Board for the past year, waiting to get demonization and my rent fixed. Like I said, every month last year except for December, because the council, Pisaaking, decided that I wasn't supposed to be heard or seen because I am in court, landlord-tenant court, due to Catalyst playing games with my rent, not accepting my rent. So I was not put on the Rent Control Board in December due to that. I reached out to my councilman Awe, I've reached out to Tony Jackson, I reached out to everyone. I was told I'm supposed to be on this Thursday. I have not yet received an email from Wanda Watson, anything saying that I am going to be on this Thursday. The judge in Essex County is waiting for what happens at the Rent Control Board so that she can move ahead with my case. However, Pisaaking has people believing that you're supposed to get the judge to say what the judge is going to say and then turn around and go in front of the Rent Control Board. So right now I'm on the hamster wheel, going in circles, not being heard, not being seen, and it's been over a year.
Now, when
So-
did you say, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No.
When did you say that you were supposed to have a meeting with the Rent Control Board? It's scheduled for when?
So I've been scheduled on February 2024, March, April, May, June. Then they did their summer. I was told I'd be back on in September. Wanda Watson was not there in September. We got on in October. I was told I'd be on in November. November, I got an email saying it's canceled. And then December, they didn't tell me anything until Tierra Dot sent me an email saying, oh, you're on for January. We're in January. I have not yet received, their agenda literally has one tenant, which is Miss Leisha Richardson. Miss Erica Coleman, it has just been, I just feel like I'm really my tenant rights have been trampled on. I'm supposed to be there. Alway has actually jumped on. Councilman Alway has jumped on because of the behavior. I've actually asked Burke Lineage. He's jumped on because of the way the board runs things. And I'm literally, like I say it again, I'm a hamster on a wheel. The judge is literally waiting on Friday to hear what happens at this tenant meeting, the tenant control board meeting, so she'll know which way to go. But she doesn't.
I'm sorry, are you saying that you have a court appearance this Friday?
No, the
'Cause you
judge
said
literally.
Friday.
Friday the 16th, the judge just wants to hear from me. She just wants an email to know what happened on Thursday. I'm not even on the agenda. And it's at no fault of, I don't know, it's just because they don't have a reason anymore. It's because
I
I'm
just
owed
wanna
a
be
lot of
clear.
money.
Okay, I want to be clear on something. You're saying Thursday. Is there a meeting that is supposed to take place on Thursday that will give you some information to give to the judge on Friday?
Yes, yes, the rent control board.
So it is but you're not on the agenda.
I'm not on it, but I've been on it for the entire year except for, like I said, December.
Okay.
And I was on it and I was pushed off just because the attorney for the rent control board sees things one way, which every lawyer I have spoken to Mr. Jackson, they're like, this is not right. I'm supposed to be on. Tomorrow I will be reaching out to Wanda's, I guess, boss supervisor, but I wanted to put this on the record because it makes no sense. I've been on every month.
Okay, so what we'll do for you, Ms. Coleman, is we will talk with the director, and we will ask him to speak to Ms. Watson and try and get you some clarity on you not being on the agenda and when you will be on the agenda. Is
Yes.
that okay?
I'm praying to be on so that I can just get rid of this stuff that's happening in court. Once the judge gets, her conclusion, then it's like, y'all did your part, now she does her part, and I wouldn't be going in circles.
No, I hear you.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Mr. Mateen, Director Mateen, can you see to that we get the information? And should Ms. Coleman call you, or can you reach out to her?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Ms. Coleman, Director Mateen will reach out to you as he gets clarification tomorrow from Ms. Watson.
Thank you.
All right, you're welcome.
Have a blessed one.
You too.
Yeah, that's good. Okay. Virginia Jeffries, 236 Brighton Avenue, East Orange. Chairperson Lewis, good evening, City Council members, staff, and the public in attendance physically and virtually. I am bringing forth the following concern. It's the East Orange Board of Education and Oprah requests, number 15 GRR 26 and number 16 GRR 26. In October of 2025, this past year, I had filed Oprah requests regarding the former school business administrator, Marissa McKenzie, and correspondence she sent to the City Council members and Mayor Ted Green. There have been numerous reasons cited for not fulfilling these Oprah requests, ranging from unidentified sender, former school business administrator Marissa McKenzie, to requesting additional time, and currently some vague court matter about an investigation or court order. No details were ever disclosed by the current school business administrator, Tia Thomas. How is the entire city council and Mayor Ted Green involved with a court matter regarding the East Orange Board of Education? Response is needed as Oprah requests have a specific time frame and explicit rules for disclosing government records. This is an implication that there is something, an investigation going on with the city council and the mayor's office. I do not understand. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jeffries. Is there anyone else wishing to address City Council?
Ready? Okay. Yes. First, giving honor to God and my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Please remember, God is a spirit and God is love, and Jesus taught us to love God and love our neighbor and love one another. And since God is our Father, we're all brothers and sisters, and our young people, all our sons and daughters, and our young people, all God's children and our children. And yes, please remember, now by the faith, hope, and love, and the greatest city is love. And yes, please remember, I still believe that there is hope for our young people in East Orange. And as always, I'm still asking, pleading, and begging you all to remember all of our young people passed away in East Orange since 1975, because we have a long pattern that when a young person passes away in East Orange, it gets a lot of attention at first, and then a little time passes in it, and it goes right back down. And please remember, God bless you to read the actual partial list to you all on 1/8/24. So now it's actually been I'm sorry to say it, but it's been 2 whole years now. And thank God, at the end of last year, Councilwoman Holman, she actually said that you all had done, had done memorials. And then, so thank God I finally, did it the right way and prayerfully and put in a Oprah request on 12/29/25. And thank God my young brother, he replied on Saturday and he replied to my Oprah request. And I'm sorry to say it, but as he said it, per the city clerk's office, for items, it was 13 people. For items numbered 1 through 13, there is no record of memorials on file for the listed residents. So please know, thank God that I did finally do it the right way and officially put in the Oprah request. But I'm sorry to say it, but we couldn't find any, record of memorials. So yes, I am still asking and pleading you all to begging you all to still, recognize our, young people who have passed away since 1975. And if you need me to get in touch with the families, prayerfully I can get in touch with the families. And I hope and pray that God is laying on my way. I'm raising on my spirit to try to raise awareness for our young people passed away since 1975. And I still believe we have to try to teach all of our young people to love God, to love their neighbor, to love themselves, and to love one another. And as always, I love and thank and super appreciate Sister Cynthia Brown and her staff, and I apologize for all my mistakes, and I take full responsibility for my comments, literally with my life. And please remember, here in East Orange, our people celebrate a lot of important dates, and I respect the important dates, but one of the dates I have a serious problem with, and that's July 4th, because that's the anniversary of the Declaration of Independence. And please remember, the Declaration of Independence did not apply to African-Americans, females, African-American females, or the ancestor, or I personally think of the ancestors of 99% of our people here in East Orange. And as always, and please remember, slavery was still legal in the U.S. and New Jersey till the 13th Amendment was ratified on 12/6/1865. And as always, I'm still asking, pleading, and begging you all to recognize 12/6/1865. Oh, because my really good sister did do a resolution in 2020, but that was during a virus situation. And, now it's 5 years later. Yes, and I'm begging you all to still recognize it, 12/6/1865, because that's when slavery was legally abolished in the U.S. And as always, I'm not fighting with anybody. I'm fighting for, yes, all our innocent African-American men, women, and children who are still in slavery till 12/6/1865. And may God bless you all and all of our people and all of our young people. And may God bless all you all to have, and all our people and all our young people to have blessed New Year's and blessed lives. And we ask these all near blessings in Jesus' name for sake. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Brother Lamar. Is there anyone else wishing to address City Council? Hearing none, this portion of Hearing of citizens is now closed.
Madam Chair, if I may, I received a text message from Councilman James earlier that I just realized he had sent. He's absent this evening due to a work-related matter. The administration is in the process of changing from Governor Murphy's administration to incoming Governor Sherrill, so that's why he's not here this evening.
Thank you for that, Madam Clerk. There's one more order of business before we go to the call of awards, and that is, I would like to open up the floor for nominations for Vice Chair for East Orange City Council.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I humbly and enthusiastically nominate Councilwoman Naima Fauntleroy.
I second,
I
Madam
second.
Thank
Chair.
you, Councilman. Is there a second? Thank you, Councilman Gomez. Are there any other nominations for City Council Vice Chair? Hearing none, nominations for Vice Chair are now closed. Madam Clerk, roll call.
Councilman Monk,
Absolutely.
Councilman Linius,
Yes.
Councilman Gomez,
Yes.
Councilwoman Fauntleroy, Councilwoman Garrett Ward,
Yes.
Councilman Awe. Madam Chair.
Absolutely, and congratulations. Call the wards. Second ward.
I'll let him go first.
Thank you, Madam Chair. My neighbors in 75, don't leave yet, please. My neighbors from 75, please don't leave. First, I want to, again, wish everyone Happy New Year. Congratulations, Vice Chair Fauntleroy.
Thank you.
Looking forward to this tenure for you. Take a second, just as that time of the year. So for all the Greek D9 organizations that are celebrating their Founders Day, Happy Founders Day. Special shout out to my brothers of Phi Beta Sigma who celebrated last Friday. Want to wish you Happy Founders Day. To the families who were affected by the fire on Washington, obviously my hearts and spirits are with you. Anything that you need from us, it was beautiful to see how our community has come together to support them. Actually, I think technically now the first ward. They were second ward, but now first ward residents. But know that the second ward and the entire of East Orange is behind you. To my neighbors at 75 Prospect and 49 Prospect, and for my neighbors in the second ward, understand that I don't want to say fight, but the fight continues. But I want to put this on the record too, right? As much and as hard and I would forever be a staunch advocate for you with Paula and Catalyst and everyone else, but there's stuff you have to do on your end too, right? And so I do expect for that to take place. I want to see Griota alive and strong and to galvanize. I want to see the tenant associations live and strong. And so you come as voices of a collective, and there's homework that needs to be done on their end too, right? And so I understand that y'all want this application that magically disappeared. Who cares about the application now? They're not getting hardship, right? Let's get to work and let our advocacy that we're doing on our end, legislatively speaking, let that actually have some footing, right? And I also want to encourage y'all to do it with the best of decorum though too, right? Because we're not adversaries here, right? Myself, Councilman Monk, and the rest of the city council, obviously, we're partners and collaborative on this with the administration. We're going to get down to the bottom of this. We're going to get this right. But that doesn't give you, and I know the frustration is there. Trust me, I'm frustrated as well. I'm talking to the councilmen that spend their holidays in your buildings, right, when things go wrong. I'm talking to the councilman that y'all knock on his door when y'all have an issue with them, right? And I'm walking myself across the street to go handle them, right? So we're in this together, right? But there's no frustration is an excuse to lose decorum, to be adversarial, to be rude, to be nasty, right? Same way that I have to be professional, we all need to be professional. So let's get together, right? So Ms. Erica, I'm expecting that we're gonna have a tenant association meeting soon, right? We can invite Rutgers, there as well. We can invite the administration. Mr. Mateen he's ready for the job as well. So let's get together and get down to the bottom of it. But I just want to encourage all of us, right, to be respectful, keep the decorum up, do not stoop down to no level, especially not for some outsiders that's coming in trying to, spoil things up, right? Keep it on a high level, please, all right? And I'm gonna continue fighting with y'all as well. But I wanna say that on the record too, because y'all know how I am. I'm candid, maybe a little bit too candid sometimes. So as y'all go on the record, I wanna put this on the record too. So Miss Gandy, Miss Erica, I expect the tenant associations to be the strongest they've ever been. I expect Riota to come out strong. I see gentlemen from Rutgers there too. We'll all be working together. Let's get this together, all right? Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman. Councilman Monk?
Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. First and foremost, are we finished?
Go ahead, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. First of all, I want to say Happy New Year to those of us who were not with us on January 1st, as we swore in some of our council colleagues and our mayor again to continue to do great work in the city. Vice Chairwoman Fauntleroy, congratulations. Your mom, niece, daughter, so much. I wish you success working with our chairwoman in this body in this new role. To my colleagues and the mayor, again, congratulations. You do deserve to be in the roles that you are. I will say what I said on stage that day, the work that you do behind the scenes on your phones after hours is, it's so much. So I want to congratulate Director Eric Green, Director Hassan Mateen, Director Valencia Montpagna, Acting Director Jean-Guy Latour, any new employees in this city. Want to welcome you here in East Orange, and to our directors and managers and supervisors in the administration. Welcome back to a new year. Look forward to collaboration, great work, culture, and success. Echoing my colleagues' sentiments, because we were on the phone about that 80 Washington fire yesterday. You know, definitely want to commend our mayor for being on the scene with the East Orange Fire Department, and most importantly, our Office of Emergency Management, East Orange Police Department, the Red Cross, recreation staff, the health department, and local residents and family members who took in their friends and family. Want to definitely give a shout out to our code enforcement director, Mateen, who was on the scene, definitely working with the Red Cross and everyone in the Civic Center, where cots were being put up and accommodations were being made for people who were displaced. Want to send condolences to the Munford family for the loss of Leonard Munford, and the brother of our own Senior Services Department employee, Lily Moore, who lost her older brother, Andrew Luter. Those services are online if you would like to attend or send condolences to them. On behalf of our health department, as you can see by your local news and hospitals and emergency rooms, we are in a very serious flu season. Our health department has reposted information from the CDC's matrix. You can go to cdc.gov/flu to look at some of the symptoms and differences between a cold and a flu. And lastly, I'll close out speaking about, you know, our Board of Education, our parents and teachers, and please support the parents as much as you support the kids. Not all parents. Some are single parents, some work second shift, some work third shift. If you are a neighbor, a friend, a family member, please jump in and help them as they try to maneuver these kids to the best success in school, after school, homework, and home life. We can do a better job in, you know, being a stronger community. So we are supporting our kids, and there's a lot of initiatives out there to do just that, but parents need help too. Sometimes even financially, sometimes with a dinner, sometimes with babysitting. And on that, I yield, Madam Clerk.
Thank you for that, Councilman. I just want to take a point of privilege real quick. I did not welcome aboard officially Director Eric Green for Human Resources. Let's give him a hand. Stand up. Stand up so we can see who you are. Thank you, Director Green. Director Hassan Mateen, welcome aboard. right, we're gonna do what we can to assist you and work with you. Oh, I'm sorry, I have not had the privilege, I do not know your name, but, Valencia? Valencia Maponi. All right, well, welcome aboard. I usually don't forget ladies. So no pun intended. Okay, Councilman Linnaeus?
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I also give a shout out to Brittany back there as well. So Brittany, welcome home. I just want to say a couple of things, but first, I just want to give my condolences to the Frazier family that recently lost their matriarch, Sylvan Frazier. May God continue to bless the entire Frazier family. Yes, Jalila, Sophia, Gail. Yeah, they lost their grandmother about a week ago. Yeah, so I just wanted to send my condolences to them. But I also want to say thank you to the residents of the Second Ward, Griota, and all of their advocacy, that they're here every week, every council meeting, day in, day out, they're on the phones, and I just want to say thank you to them. But I also want to say this, it's not isolated to just the Second Ward. This is something that's happening around our city. And I just want to remind and encourage my colleagues that, the pursuit of capitalism does not benefit the working class. And that's what we are. We are a working class community. That the pursuit of the capitalism, it creates exploitation and inequality. And if they would have their druthers, that's what they would do. And they will continue to do things that look to push us out. They know they can wait us out. They believe they can wait us out. And they'll continue to trample on us. And so, there's a lot of bad actors there. And I'm not talking about the good actors, but there's a lot of bad actors, whether they be a receivership or landlords or private entities or big box investors. And we have to just continue to look at our legislation and understand that no more. It's not working. Whatever we've been doing, some of it's working, but the majority of it is not. They're continuing to get over. They're continuing to hide. They're continuing to play shell games with us. And we have to work to figure out ways to stay one step ahead of them, because at the end of the day, the people that elected us are depending on us, and we have to continue to fight. And so I just want to say thank you guys for everything that we're doing, that you guys are doing, that we're doing together. But we have to do more, and I'm just looking forward to working this year to ensure that we're doing more for our people. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Councilman. Fourth Ward, Councilwoman.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Just a reminder that this Friday at Cicely Tyson Community School, the Recreation Department will be hosting an MLK event for 2026. A legacy of light, honoring Dr. King through praise, poetry, and purpose. Doors will open at, well, I have two times here. It says 5 o'clock and 5:30, but we'll go with 5:30. The purpose of the event is to bring the East Orange community together in unity to rejoice and reaffirm Dr. King's values for justice and peace. You can expect gospel music, spoken word poetry, praise dance, and community reflection. Some of the program highlights will be spoken word tributes by local poets, community church choir showcases. New Hope Baptist Church of East Orange will be performing. The Tyson High School Choir will be performing. The East Orange Recreation Dance Academy will be performing. A poet Keon, Buck Stallion Peyton will be performing. It's going to be a nice evening, so bring your family, come on out and enjoy all of the festivities to honor the legacy of Dr. King. And that is all that I have this evening.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Gomez?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good evening. I'm just going to make it brief. Just want to say Happy New Year, East Orange, and congratulations to our new Vice Chair. I'm going to yield the floor to give her an opportunity to share her thoughts and her vision for the city. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Councilman. Happy 2026 again, East Orange. It is indeed a privilege to serve in my hometown, my community with my colleagues, especially those who were recently resworn into service. Congratulations again to my colleagues and to our chairwoman, Amy Lewis. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You deserve it.
For your mentorship and your guidance. Thank you to my colleagues for your vote of confidence. I'm excited to serve as your vice chair. And it is historic in EO to have a woman chair and a vice chair in council, so I'm glad to meet that precedent with you.
Okay.
I look forward to learning a lot and to moving relevant legislation and policy that we have been looking to charter together in the year ahead. This year, I have prioritized my focus on legislation and policy that will increase the number of overnight parking spaces, innovative and generational wealth-saving legislation regarding accessory dwelling units, reinvigorating and funding shade tree management and policies, enhancing the recreation and cultural experiences in our parks and public spaces, and policies that stabilize and affirm equity. Huge, huge thanks and big hugs to my Aunt Sandra Conti for showing up tonight and for showing out for me always. She said she was going to make it a point to show up to council meeting at least once this year in person, and she did. I'm so blessed to have you in my life, Aunt Sandra, for being that angel in the outfield. For those of you like me whose moms are angels, you understand how important that means to me. And if you don't have an Aunt Sandra, you better get you one. I'm taking it a serious point of privilege as a Capricorn to wish all Capricorns a very happy birthday season. And on today, a very happy birthday to one of my favorite little Cappies, Damascus Charles.
Okay.
And big ups to the one and only rep in Guyana and EO like no one else. Happy birthday, Lady Ira Lewis. Our Orange and East Orange communities have experienced significant losses from residential fires and this past year and holiday season. Thank you to our brave first responders. I pray God's continued countenance and protection over each of you and a special blessing over your families that lend us your brave souls. I send prayers to our residents that experience tragedy and fire. My faith reminds me that God is in control and so faithful, you're in my thoughts daily. Condolences to the family of Johnny White. Mr. Johnny and I worked together for more than a decade when I worked in the planning department. We got to know each other well as I was pregnant when we met, and I worked long, late hours, and he would make sure I made it to my car safely. He dropped me snacks on my desk from the bodega when he came in, and he was the music, CD, and movie man. So my family enjoyed many a movie nights thanks to Mr. Johnny's enterprise. Most notably, Mr. Johnny never failed to ask about my sunshine, Evan, and often gifted him small toys and treats. He was a wonderful man whose good nature and bright smile will be missed. On behalf of my family, the Reverend George Britt and Marilyn Britt, Rayshawn and Evan, I send my sincerest condolences to the Cody and the Durkin family on the passing of Governor Cody. Our families have been friends for years. I went to school with many of the Durkins. My cousin Rayshawn fondly remembers the best basketball camp games and practices Governor used to cart him and his boys to. Our state is indebted to Governor Cody for his decades of service. Condolences also to my colleague, Councilman Monk, on the passing of his cousin, and to Judge Breaker and his family on the passing of his brother-in-law. To the Mumfords and to the sweet Miss Lily Moore on the loss of her brother, I also extend my condolences. And to my little sister, Jalila, I had no idea you had such a loss. I'm so sorry. We have so many pillars of our community we've lost in the past year. And this past weekend, Alberta Daniels, affectionately known as Ma Daniels, mother of the Honorable Carol Clark and Chucky, received the keys to her new home in heaven. Amid my tears, I laughed with my cousins, thinking about the parties, the laughter, and the love she was greeted with by the family and friends awaiting her arrival. Lord knows Ma Daniels heard job well done for her work in the vineyard in our community, and the social work and guidance she provided so many during her career. Though Ricky and I both marveled at the job well done she did, we also marveled at the job well done by Honorable Carol Clark. The love and concern and care she's given her mom is a testimony. As the scripture promises, her days will be long and blessed. Aunt Carol, Ricky, Merlin, Rayshawn, Evan, and I love you so much, and we will be here in the days ahead. I yield. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Councilwoman. We all know that Alberta Daniels was a pillar in this community. She did so much for this city. Specifically, I have a lot of firefighters that have a lot of nice things to say about her, but I'm sure we will hear that in the time of her resting. For now, our condolences go out to the family, and just know that we are praying for you. Madam Clerk, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Second. We are adjourned.